Hey all, welcome to Starlight Wisdom, YouTube and Facebook. Indigo Soul Starseed on Facebook as well, and Emily Hopkins is my personal page. How are you all? Welcome to our guest Rick Dewars. Hello, Rick.
Hi, Emily.
Hey, you can hear us. How are you?
I'm excellent and so pleased to be here on this spontaneous thing we decided to do, the spontaneous show. So yeah, it's cool and exciting, and I'm happy to be here.
And it's an honor to have you on Starlight Wisdom. We're always honored to have, such amazing souls as yourself. I say we because I mean like me, my guide team, and so forth. We've seen you on Todd Medina's show a couple of times. Is it a couple of times you've been on there, or was it one time?
Emily, I had difficult hearing what you said, but I believe you asked about Todd's show. Yeah, I was on there several times, perhaps 3 shows, I believe we did there.
Okay, fantastic. I'm just going to share this out to a few groups, if you can hear me okay.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So what would you like to start talking about? Because if you could maybe talk through a little bit of perhaps your life, perhaps when you opened up to spirituality rather than awakened, perhaps when you realized, I'm a bit more than this body. If you could maybe talk us through the start of that, that would be fabulous. And I'll just share it out so we can get some audience in and so forth. Okay, my lovely. So I'm not ignoring you if I don't look into your eyes or anything, but I am listening. All right, guys. I'll see you all soon. All right, let's share. So over to you, Rick.
Well, I'm wondering where to begin.
Anywhere you desire, my lovely. This is totally your show. I'm just going to ask a few questions in between, talk to the audience, but this is your spotlight and your chance to share. So I just quickly like to say before we start, hello to Elizabeth and hello to Moira. All right, guys, I'm going to share this out. Cheers.
Well, my dear, it would take us many hours perhaps to go through my awakening process to come to know who I was. And, so, when one reflects back onto that, there's really, there is a climax point where you are awake. But I will say, all during your journey in your life here, it is also all part of the awakening process, because your whole life you're gathering clues, pieces of the puzzle, and you're showing many things. And people have profound experiences that some of them lock in the closet, they don't share. There's sort of a taboo with society that if you mention the weird things, you're nuts, and they want to put you away. But there's lots of those. And, when people open up and you open up your heart and you reveal your soul, many of these stories come out. However, getting to your question, I was when it was time, I was awakened very abruptly.
Ooh, we like that.
Yeah, I didn't have a clue what was happening, because I had the veil intact, very dense. So from the transition from then till now, I'm quite a different person. The whole reality at the pivot point, what I was used to before I awakened, that just flipped 180 degrees, right? Then you get all the truth.
Oh, yeah, always does. Yeah.
So it was very cool. And, let's say it's all preordained and it's pre-orchestrated, when you will awake and, kind of how it will be. And but you don't know that until it happens. You know, when the veil is lifted, then you get the eureka moments and say, okay, yeah, this happened for a reason. Look at the timing of it, and you start putting more of the pieces of the puzzle together. Yeah, you have a question.
May I, sorry, Rick, may I add that it's quite funny. The start, a lot of people, the start of their, let me just change my scarf, guys. Sorry, this one keeps falling off. The start of their process, they're fast asleep, right? Or that, you know, that however people want to term it, use terminology and stuff. But their guides are standing in front of them with these massive symbols, right? And it's like, time! But it wasn't it 2012 when the a lot of people in the system made out like the world was going to end, but it was actually the old paradigm ending. Wasn't that correct, or was that something I misread?
Oh no, you're absolutely correct. Like part of the
Sure.
clues for entering, you know, the areas, the golden age,
Yeah.
whatever you wish to term it as, and the Mayan calendar. You know, it went till December in 2012. So yes, let's say introduction to society as a whole, that something was up. Indeed, you
Yeah.
know, they had an introduction to it.
Okay.
What specifically happened is that actually uh, November 23rd.
I'm
Are we
sorry to
still here?
interrupt. I'm sorry to interrupt, but we can't hear you this end. Can anyone else hear Rick, or is it just my end that's broken up?
I can hear you now.
Hello? Rick, I think, yeah. Okay, Dolan, yeah. Just to let you know, Rick, Elizabeth, one of the audience members, says that, or the only audience member at this moment. Thank you, Elizabeth. She said she sent you a message on Todd's show last night. She says that Rick is so magical and wise and strong, like the grandfather tree in amongst all trees. Ah, you mean the watcher tree, Elizabeth? I'm with you. Tell him the trees have many messages for him and give him strength. Oh, that's sweet. Thanks, Elizabeth.
Indeed. Yes, I do communicate. Yeah, I totally agree. I do communicate with the forests, with the fairies, the elemental realms, and I am in full contact. And also with uh, the mystic and the mythical. Part of what I am as a divine being, that there are times that I have interactions with, let's say, what all is considered as myth, Greek mythology, Nordic,
Yes.
you know, and even back much further. So, because these, let's say, what you might call creatures, they are all very real, and you know,
Yes.
we can access those. We have that ability. I'll stop there. You have a question.
Oh, more than a question, it's more related to what you just said. I had a past life as an elemental, so I completely connect like yourself.
I
But
feel
yeah, but it's what was I going to say just then? You said something about what was it? What, oh gosh, I can't remember what I was going to say now, guys. That's mad. It will come back if it's needed to come back. It will come back. Sorry, please. It was mythology. Thank you. It was mythology. Okay, it took a
not
while.
at all. No. I was receiving something about you, so I was
Oh,
just staying still, seeing what I was getting.
oh,
You know,
sorry.
it's something. Uh, I'll just be open. Part of what I'm getting with you is with let's say Odin, and
Mm-hmm.
let's say nymphs, and
Mm-hmm.
resonating. So yeah. So I'm receiving a little bit that you're attached to, you know, that part of mythology.
I love mythology. Studied it for a long time, you know, growing up. Because I found, Rick, perhaps you'll agree, I found more truth in mythology. And remember, guys, myth is meant to be a story that's made up, not unreal. However, it is very, very real. And that's what I wanted to link on to what that Rick was saying just there, because mythology is more real than any other kind of book or something they have out there. So yeah, these creatures, or souls I like to call them, they do exist, just on different levels, right? Different dimensions, different frequencies.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, we only see a very, very small percentage, don't we, of everything, really, on the color scale. It's very, very small. But yeah, so please continue. You was talking about that, about the mythology creatures. I don't know if I have a connection with Odin as such. I'm not sure, but it's funny you say about the nymphs, because I've always said that my mother is a water nymph in a past life. I've always said that, because the way it shines out of her, you know, it's like just part of her soul. And she's probably laughing right now. But yeah. I'll do some more research and look deeper into it. So thank you. So what you said on the bio is that you show the way. You're a way shower, as it's termed, and you like to relay information from source and all of the other realms of benevolence and light onto the planet. So how would you say that you mainly do that? Do you have like a web page people can connect to, Facebook, or, you know, that you're happy to do that with?
Now, Pat owed a little bit, but I believe I heard most of what you said. Yeah, I received divine messages, and as I receive them, I'm instructed to put them out, and I put them out as they are. Most of the times, or no, I shouldn't say that. Sometimes they are my messages, and sometimes they come from a higher place. And just on Facebook and MeWe, but mainly on Facebook. Yeah, MeWe. Yeah, it's another social media site, and you have a certain amount of privacy there. And it was set up in case they took Facebook down, so you always got avenues and venues to go to.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Yeah.
I do the same. I do my Facebook live shows on here with Be Live, but I always keep them on YouTube as like a library, I suppose, you know. We only just opened the Starlight Wisdom, again, me and my guides, we just opened this recently. So yeah, it's a whole new venture. But at the time, Rick, I was going through a lot of synchronicity, and massive things that had been going on for so many years were ending, like finally ending after so long. And this whole new beginning, I'm just in the process of that right now. So it's wow. Yeah, I've actually.
Question? Yeah, I'm just curious. So, what's your intent? What is your journey? So, you're doing a show, and so are you specific on just doing shows, or do you assist and heal others as well?
What my Akashic records say is that I'm an indigo, but I have like crystal and rainbow frequencies as well, but predominantly indigo. So for me, it's mostly about changing the ways on Earth and being an example to the Western world of how to live a different way of being. You know, so for example, like I said earlier, yes, I wear makeup sometimes, but it's vegan. It doesn't test on animals. It doesn't hurt your skin. It, you know, blah, blah, blah. So it's just one demonstration to younger girls that you don't have to invest in all of that if you want to express yourself a little bit sometimes. You know, it's one example. Another example, I walk without shoes on the grass. things like just little things. You just do little things. I also do, you can probably see here, like animal healing and Reiki and readings and all that kind of stuff. I have a page on Facebook called Indigo Soul Starseed. I've been on there for 3 years now, which is, it's nothing. That's how long I've been sort of on my journey, which again is, it's not long. I am writing a book at the moment. I've been asked to write and channel a book about my experiences and things like that. I'm doing some courses like nutrition and different things, again, to help people with their healing and also my own healing, because I had a really, 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 really rough past, basically. So I've had a lot of surgery and I've been ill in a lot of ways and blah, blah, blah. But I managed to alchemize all of that trauma into the most amazing, wonderful experiences. And I'm just trying to show others that they can do that as well. And I hope I can, show them that. I just do. But do you know what, my lovely? I'm just like every other soul on this planet that's helping. We all have a multitude of gifts and a multitude of things that we do, and I feel all we can do is stay centered in our hearts and be humble. Really, just be humble about it, because saying I know from what I've learned actually cuts you off from learning. That's just what I've learned. Again, it may be incorrect, but it's so just be humble about it, guys. But so just a few different things. I love music as well. I did try to get with Todd to create a song or an album even together with light language and with drums, with didgeridoo, with all the ancient sounds, the indigenous sounds, to bring a healing album through, like a music healing album. Yeah, but unfortunately Todd's now in Sedona and he's doing like this 24-hour. He's quite busy now, so but it will happen. It will happen with somebody else. It will happen with somebody else. I'm just going to roll a cigarette, guys. Please bear with me. So Rick, so how, because for me in the last few days now, I've been experiencing more stuff with spaceships coming in, like in my meditations or in my visions, or however it goes. Have you actually experienced anything with spaceships and other galactic beings? And so I'm sure you have, but it'd just be nice to talk about it if you don't mind.
Okay, yeah, indeed, yes. I have, let's say, so many introductions to so many things. I'll quickly share one story.
Yeah.
So I opened divine portals as well. It's part of our energetic work here, and to allow, in conjunction with the collective consciousness expanding, I also open portals that widens the etheric stream that is attached to the divine knowledge. And when I open that, it also, if you can imagine, floods more knowledge into the collective. So upon doing that, I was in an area for 2 or 3 days while I had a portal open and was waiting.
Yeah.
And so I go outside of the caravan, the camper, one evening, and have a look at the sky, and it's all very beautiful and clear. And I see one of my little ships going over, what you would call a shuttle. And they're just going right over. They don't even stop. They don't signal. So I say, hey, where are you guys going? And I said, I love you. And what they do is then they stop and they write very quick at light speed so that a lot of their track is left in the sky. They write I, heart, and the letter U back to me and keep going. So it is so magical and beautiful. So that is one, communication and one experience with our connection with the galactics, if you will.
Yes, beautiful. I'll just quickly say, like, bear with me, guys. I am still sharing it out and things here. It's, yeah, in my experiences, like galactic experiences, I have seen, like, I don't know, some people call them angels. I see them as ETs. I don't really see them as angels as such, but you know, I've seen these beings, like, I don't know, 12 feet plus, maybe giant. Some of them had wings, some of them didn't. It all depended. I have experienced things like that, but my last meditation and then what was shown to me the day after, so two meditations, spontaneous, they both had spaceships coming into them. Because, you know, one of them, it was like, I was doing some trauma work and I was healing a part of myself. But this tree, it was represented as a tree, was so poisoned and ill, it had to go to source, basically, to, you know, whatever source was going to do with the tree. But it was a spaceship that came over to take it away. So, and I heard like galactic family, you know. So yeah, that was one of them. And then the next day I was interviewing another lady and we did a meditation again with trees. And again, the spaceship came in, same spaceship. I didn't see any of the beings, but the spaceship is very familiar. It keeps showing itself to me, you know. I'm aware of the planet I originate from and all of this, but who knows? Perhaps they're my family's spacecrafts. Who knows? But yeah, guys, wow. I mean, it's just been a journey. So I'm hoping that it's going to evolve from seeing the spaceship to actually meeting the beings. That would be nice. That would be really nice.
I believe so in time. What is actually happening is that currently so many are connecting with other aspects of their self from other times. And some of these other times do include their time they spent with the galactics. And, you know, they do have ships. But one of the things is that you have to have the keys to be multi-dimensional. So you're slowly getting them. The ones are slowly getting their prowess, if you will, to be able to do that. So the stronger the angels, if you will, that the stronger they become, the more that they breach time and space and dimensions. And when that occurs, you keep getting closer. So, you know, perhaps your first experience will be in the third eye to you know, see a ship. You may sense a ship, but
that's that's what's happened. Yeah, I've seen this same ship twice now. So it's yeah. So in third eye would sorry.
Sure. Yeah. I see Elizabeth has a question up here on the screen. She says, "What can you tell us about the equinox, please, Rick?" Well, Elizabeth, with the equinox, let's say my divine purpose is to look at, let's say, elevated ceremonial times upon the planet as being very important because of the energy of the beliefs of those times. For, let's say, for what I do is we monitor those times to such a degree, but they are, again, elevated times of frequency that does reflect and create change as well. And in these times now, these gatherings, because what you have is a lot of beliefs that are in tune and aligned at that time, and that is a significant force when you look at that your belief and your energy is also connected to your manifestations. So these are very powerful things. And when, let's say, you know, people gather for the equinox, they create the atmosphere to perhaps even see more profound and magical things. So they are very important and always to humanity. And, you know, there is a play with the gravimetrics as well with that. if you look at, a full moon is coming perhaps, and just after the equinox, so you have several energetic beliefs together at once. So it does do things, it does change things, and it does allow for experiences to occur that are pertinent to the overall journeys.
Yes, and actually, you saying that, Rick, I've remembered seeing on your page a couple of times. Don't you do some kind of like group intention, and you see things manifest? I'm sure I've read a couple of times something like that.
Oh, indeed, yes. What some of the groups do, and what we do as a group, if you will, is that we do certain activations because also part of my divine mission here is to establish the 5D grids.
Mm-hmm.
And the 5D grid, as well as the 4D grid, as you are on, is comprised, the dynamics of that is comprised of energetic ley lines.
Yes.
So to construct a new 5D, because all of reality, let's say, is dictated by ley lines and energy and polarity and electricity, if you want, all these factors uh, play a big role in it, magnetics. So what we do to establish the 5D grid is that we set up new dynamics with new frequencies, and we do activations because each one, like you have a certain charge, a polarity, a certain vibration, and when you put the belief system all together and you collaborate that and you direct it, then you create a grid. And
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot more to it than that, but if you have the intent there to create the 5D grid, that suffices, and other things are taken care of divinely. So
Mm-hmm.
we do those activations, and also um, we just earlier today I mentioned this on Todd's show. What we had to do to free, if you will, a certain part of humanity was we did do an exercise to hit, let's say, the malevolent influences that were in the form of mind control, just to keep it simple.
Yes.
Yes. So what we did is the group has many gifts and many divine gifts and powers and ESP, yeah, all the superhuman stuff. Everyone has that, but
Mm-hmm.
some may just have clairvoyancy working. Others might have just remote viewing working, but everyone joins together as a team, and yeah. So what we did is we did one exercise to target specific locations, more or less, in the US with the mind control. And so we targeted just the devices. It didn't matter where they're at. You just send, you set your mind on, you're just going to go where they're at. So you make it easy and you just go, and you send a stream of energy to trace back where the mind control is coming from, and you send your energy along that stream back to source, and it takes it out where it's at. And just to cut a long story short, a couple army bases were shut down and locked up. Their computers all went out and other technological gear. So, uh, so it's very
Wow.
true, and it is very powerful, and
Mm-hmm.
and it is comical. Oh, I wish to share this beautiful one with you. So this is a very cool one. So uh, a very powerful divine comrade. I was working with her. We were speaking one day, just conversing back and forth, about creation and lots of things. And I had a storm that was coming by a little town. The streets were already flooded, so we had quite a bit of rain coming. And I was speaking with her on the computer through Skype. and she was in another country. So the streets were pretty well flooded, and there was a huge another storm coming with lots of rain, and so I say to her, I said, "Okay, we got to test your gifts." I said, "That's coming right for this town, and everything's flooded here now." And I said, "Please move the storm." So she says, "Right on it, Rick." She said, "I'm going to move it southward." So it was coming eastward. She said, "I'm going to move it southward." And she said, "It's done, within a couple seconds." So I'm watching the storm, and it takes me a little bit to see. Then the storm moves south and goes right down along the edge of the little town, not hurting it at all.
Wow.
So I said, "Wow, that's amazing. You're very impressive." Then all of a sudden, what happens is I get a divine message from Father to tell her to hit CERN, the big particle accelerator in Switzerland. She said the order come in from Father, if you will, God, to take it out. So I quickly say to her, I said, I just received the message. You got to go there now and take it out. She said, "Well, what do I do?" And I said, before I could say whatever you think, she said, "Never mind. I'm just tearing wires out everywhere on the computers and things." So we never doubt, the abilities, but she's a very powerful remote viewer and a lot more. So what happens is that, we're satisfied it's done. We don't need any confirmation on it. And so, and it's very comical. So this happened, I believe, in June one year. And so about a month or so later, we give it no thought. And about a month or so later, I meet a man, and he said, Did you hear what happened to CERN? It was shut down. He said about a month ago. And I said, "No, I didn't." And yeah, he said a weasel or something chewed the wires off. Their experiment. So I was totally ecstatic. So I got online as quick as I could and went to the CERN where they keep their updates and their news at. And yeah, sure enough, there was the news bulletin, but they said a weasel had chewed the wires off, but it was actually a divine comrade that just went in there and she just pulled all the wires apart and it shut down their experiment. Now, why that is so important is because CERN is playing with the boson particle, the God particle is what they call it, but it's more. They're not giving all the information on it. What they were doing is actually causing as well distortions in time and space by rearranging the atomical particles. And they already know how to, let's say, do time travel and all of these things. And so what we were doing is they were making too many rifts in time and space upon the planet. It was making things unstable. For example, people would just go in the woods, they'd become lost or what have you. Rifts were kind of opening pretty big, and part of what I do is repair these rifts as well, and some others do. Yeah. So it was important to shut them down. Yeah, sorry.
May I thank you for the story. May I jump in, because some of the viewers, there's not tons of people now, but they're going to watch this back on YouTube and so forth, just to explain, because some of them are not aware of what CERN is and that whether is created and influenced and so forth by those in power for the time being, at least on this planet. But yeah, if you could just explain a little bit about that. And also you just said about audience, just to explain, by location, I've only experienced it once, but it's like you can leave your vessel and go to another place and then come back, basically. So it's like you can be in you can't be in both places at once, but do you understand what I mean there, Rick?
Totally. Yes.
How I explain it, I presume. Please explain about that. That'd be great.
Okay, we can look at bilocation and multi-dimensionality as being virtually the same thing.
Yeah.
So having said that, and this is an evolving process for ones that are able to do it. There are some, I will say, yes, that can transport to another area, and but that is very, very rare at this time, and only upon divine approval on these timelines. But having said that, the most common experiences thus far was able to project your consciousness into another place and partially start to bring the physical body there, which could be seen by the other ones in that area. So let's say some of us can be in more than one place at one time.
Yeah.
But it's very, very rare. But what we are transitioning into, and why it's so important, like you, to take care of your human vessel, keep the chemicals out of your diet, off your face, and do your thing, because the more pure you keep the human vessel, if you will, the more electrical it is. You don't have all these chemicals in your cells that are acting like dampening fields and are limiting your electrical energy, that aspect.
May I just add for the audience, guys, in Condolate, you only you only want organic stuff. And when I say organic, I don't necessarily mean, go and buy organic in the supermarket. I'm on about things that are made out of nature and only nature. Not only in your vessel, what you eat, what you listen to, who you're around, the people you're with, everything. Also, guys, when you clean your house, if you're using strong, harsh chemicals, you're flushing that down the toilet. You're not only infecting your home, but you're hurting the planet as well. So if you can change your cleaning products as well as your makeup and your wash stuff and food and everything as best as you can back to nature, that in itself is gonna clear you up, let's say, because these toxins are just there to numb you down and to keep you closed off, basically. Because for example, fluoride, the pineal gland, it really attacks that, doesn't it? And dairy attacks that, and many, many things. I'm sorry, though, you were saying.
Yeah, we were just talking about bilocating. Yes. So, at this time, you're partially bilocating, but it doesn't stop there. As we raise higher in vibration and overall frequency, the higher you go up, the stronger your gifts become. So, for example, right now, you may only be able to project your energy 3,000 miles away. But let's say once we keep raising the vibration, which is happening exponentially, really, that it will not be too long before you can project your human physical vessel along with your energy there. So it's self-transportating, if you will. And this is where we're going with the angelic ones. Not all will have this ability, but those ones that chose to have it in this time will have it. So really, what we are living in now, what is our reality where we are, is everything that you read in the science fiction books is real. We're living that. And we are stepping into that reality. I shouldn't say we are living it fully, but we are transitioning into that, and the confirmations are abounding. As we keep getting closer, the gifts get stronger and all of the magic. So anything, there is no science fiction, that everything is real. It's and you can access it upon the right keys and the right fundamentals and certain things.
Yeah, agreed. And one of the things I find that to really help me do that is regular meditation. And things of this nature. Obviously everyone's different. 909, guys, it's 909. Everyone's different, but that was one of my things. But if you could maybe explain to the audience what you think you know, what is your Tao, as my friend says, what's your way of living that has enabled you to enhance your experience of life and magic in life? I mean, do you practice a regular routine, or do you have anything that you could advise to the audience?
For myself, I do not readily practice a routine.
Mhm.
I guess the closest thing to my routine would be that I drink the purest mountain water from the underground streams that have been filtered. So
Mhm.
to keep out, as you mentioned, you do not want fluoride and chlorine in your water. And also, there are, let's say, most of the planet's water is contaminated.
Yeah,
And so,
sadly.
it, in reality, and I'm just being blunt, you cannot really find any pristine water anymore. If you do, it's from Brazil,
Oh,
in
the
that area, or
um
perhaps even Australia, because the whole North Pacific,
mhm.
on both sides of it, because of the Fukushima, sorry,
Yes.
the reactor.
Mm.
What's happening is with the way weather works on the planet, it picks up moisture over the ocean and it
Mhm.
drops the rain, over North America. So, having said that, all of the rain systems come from west to east. So, all of this water has a certain degree of contamination. And
Mm.
cesium 137 is a radioactive isotope that is known to cause cancer, and that leaked from Fukushima. And with that, what they are currently in California within the wine, they are finding elevated degrees there. So that is proof that it is in the water, and now it is getting in the foods. So,
Yeah. I
good news. Good news.
mhm.
We are transitioning into 5D timelines, and we can reverse processes. We can clean up the entire ocean. The
Yes.
technologies are here
Yeah.
from your galactic friends, but not
Mm.
only that, they are already here on the planet. So
Yeah.
once they're no longer suppressed, like your free energy vehicles, when I say free energy vehicles, I'm speaking more or less like generators and things that you don't need fossil fuels for. All of that technology has been here for years. It just was suppressed by
Yeah.
power companies, the corporate greed, the governments, with
Yeah.
their agenda.
And
Yeah.
I mean, I grow my own food in the seasons I can here in the UK, and herbs, and you know, I can make medicines with herbs and things like we all could. It's quite easy, really. However, I agree with what you're saying about the mountain water, because I was drinking that when, okay, I live here, but I'm quite nomadic, so I like to travel a lot and and be, you know, different places and so forth. And the water I drank from the mountain in Italy, guys, I felt like I was high, and it was water, you know. It was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
just amazing, unbelievable,
Oh,
unbelievable. Never drunk
oh,
water like it. Yeah.
some of
Mm.
these waters that you drink, like they're very special from certain areas as well,
Mm.
because when you're in tune, when you drink the water, it has the vibration of also what happened in the areas too. So,
Mhm. Mhm.
if you will, you can drink some of this water, as you said, you can feel your whole body tingle, and it's just so beautiful, the pristine,
Mm.
pristine water and the energy in it, and so
Yeah.
important.
So, my lovely, I am like yesterday for the first time. I did a house clearing, and I was guided to do a house clearing for someone, and um, I remember like spirit was giving me these symbols to bring in, like infinity and certain flames and certain technologies and da da da. And I was also guided that it's going to be part of my journey as well, working with the ley lines, as you mentioned earlier. So in December, I'm going to my first workshop to do with ley lines and learning all about that, which
Oh,
I'm
awesome.
really, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. And that's in Wales. So, it's going to be great. But yeah, I was just wondering if you could explain. Is it similar things that you use to clear ley lines? Is it like you work with ET technologies and things like that, or are you even able to talk about that? I don't know if you, because some things you're not allowed to talk about. Are you really?
No, at this point, most things I can speak about.
Yeah.
Let me say this: anyone called to do energy work at
Mhm.
nodules upon Gaia or the ley lines, uh, there is no one technique. These ones that do it, you are guided to do it in the way that you do it. There is no improper way. So,
Good.
whatever your technique is, that's what you're given. That's your way to do it. You work with your technique. And many don't know what they're doing. They're only drawn to these
Mhm.
places. But if they're supposed to do something, it is given to them. So the thing is, just remain open to what you are given.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, because they gave me I'm a bear with me. Sorry guys, bear with me. Okay, yeah, just asked if I'm allowed to talk about it. They gave me an infinity symbol, and I mentioned it on my page because there's other people who do work with ley lines that I know and houses and so forth. And someone said to me that that's to lock in the energy or the work that you've done in there. That's to lock it, seal it within. Have you ever had experience with that symbol itself?
Yes, I do have experiences with that, and it is also part of energy deposition that you will come across more when they more openly share in the future. That
Yeah.
they will notice sometimes, for instance, if they're driving in a city or whatever, they will find that uh, they may think they're lost, but when they look at it, they'll find that they had gone into an infinity symbol, or others that are divinely guided, that's following, they're driving down the road and, they'll say, go left or whatever, ones that are following that guidance. But after they make so many turns, they'll find out that they're making infinity symbols.
Yeah. Me and my
And a
friend
lot
did.
of, yeah, it's a certain depth, yeah, uh, deposition of energy, and also some will find themselves a very special divine friend of mine. Before she knew what was going on, subconsciously, sometimes she'd just go to places and she didn't even know she was walking in the infinity symbol. I believe it was. She didn't even know what it
Yeah.
was. Why
Oh,
she was walking in that, that certain pattern. But
yeah.
subconsciously doing her energy work as well. And she
Hmm.
is one of the angels too. Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. See, the way you say like, and the angels too. Now, this interests me because I have, like I said, I've seen angels, I've felt them, I've heard them, smelled roses when they're around, all this kind of stuff. However, I've recently come across some people who are saying that, in the holistic circle, and they're saying that angels are basically fallen, and then there is no such thing as these loving beings from other planets, which I disagree with. However, what would you give on that, Rick? What's your experience with these, let's say, intergalactic beings of light, which is wisdom, guys? Yeah.
First thing I would say that you feel the angels are real and you know they are, so you follow that. The
Mm-hmm.
one the ones that say they're not real and don't feel it, they're not supposed to know the truth. Now, this has no bearing on you, and the others are not supposed to know that. It's not for them.
But Rick, may I just stop because they actually they was a spiritual coach or teacher. They worked and trained people with angels for a while, and then they stopped, and now they don't work with them anymore, and they don't believe in them anymore. And it wasn't because of the people. It was just because some of my viewers that actually stopped them dead in their tracks. It stopped them meditating. It stopped them connecting. It stopped so much. It quite dangerous. Yeah. Hello? Hello? Can you guys hear Rick?
But you froze.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear. I can hear
you now. Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. So with the angels, what's happening is that we are actually, the angel, and not only is there human angels on the planet,
Yeah.
or there's also angels
You're breaking up, Rick.
These are comrades as well. Here's some. There you back. Yeah, can you hear me?
Can now? Yeah.
Okay, cool. I guess we're breaking up a little bit, but we're dimension jumping, so
Ding, ding,
but
ding.
yeah. But can you hear me good now?
I can. May I just say, Rick, one of the audience members, again, the lovely Elizabeth, and hello, Paul. Hello, Elizabeth. Hello to everybody who's joined. And yes, it is the energy that's drawn close. I can feel it as well, Elizabeth. Paul says the infinity symbol is the Egyptian symbol for immortality. In Daoism, it's a part of the Daoist alchemy, both internal and external. Thank you for that, Paul. And Elizabeth says, if Rick is drawn to me, is there any guidance or messages he could give me, please? And that's Elizabeth's message on the screen, Rick.
Okay. Let me read this because you cut out and I didn't hear it. Okay, man. No, not at.
Nope.
Not at this time, Elizabeth, but I am getting, we should connect in the future. Even the connection is important. If it isn't anything else, it's the unity of the energy and the like-minded is very important. The more that are connected and united, the stronger the vibrations and the higher we rise. So it is pertinent just to connect. It is.
Rick, I don't know if people can actually add you, because I think I tried. Was it you? I think I tried to, but you've got, is it so many friends on there? But you can still connect though, can't you? We can still converse and things. Yeah.
Oh, indeed. You can send private message, and you can just follow and go in on the comments. Once you follow, I believe you can comment, and join the others on the post as well. And you know what? Tell your viewers, and I may be putting this out. We got to do something with Facebook so we expand the friends list. We don't like restrictions, so we need that opened up, huh?
Agreed. I mean, wow, 5,000 in a world of billions.
That's kind of primitive. Yeah. Come on, we agree that. We got to change things.
Yeah, mind you, Facebook, guys. Gosh, from what I learned, was built for CIA purposes and FBI purposes, and it wasn't built for social media. Let's put it that way.
Well, may I put it this way, though? We're above that now. So, this is one of our communication vehicles. Yes. And I truly believe the friends limit will be increased or come off because, we need that. If social media platforms like Facebook are to survive going into our 5D, they have to comply and meet what the people want. So they'll have no choice. If not, they just implode, and that's the way it is. And
I agree. Yeah. I just just sorry, just to encourage our audience members, guys, if you guys have got, which you all have, gifts, wisdom, love to share out in the world, build your pages on Facebook. Use it as that platform to connect, use it to share. And the more we, like you were saying, share of things like that on Facebook, the more it's just gonna alter. Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Oh, it is. We are expanding and connecting and making the unity. Everyone puts themselves out, and as more awaken, they have a place to come straight to. It's not like the first ones that were awaking were wandering around lost, saying, hey, what's going on, and so we need these venues for them to come for, so we can quickly welcome them in with open arms and say, okay, here's what's going on. We're able to assist you with this, that, and let's get to work. And then, within a month, if you will, they're fully awake. Take like it took for their waivers, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So we're building it, and they're coming. Okay.
Yep. That's just it, guys. That's just it. And it's been going on for a while, hasn't it? It's not just started like today, it's been going on for a good few years. So,
it's building. So we've been constructing it. Yeah, we've been busy bees, if you will, and it's coming. As more join, it's progressing further and further as more is joining. It's progressing very rapidly. It's very great. Yeah,
it is. It's beautiful, guys. And the more you, as we was talking about before we came on, express your authenticity and who you are. Rick, I've had to do a lot of trauma work to get to the stage I'm at now, where I'm able to express more of my soul, more of myself. I've had to deal with ancestral stuff, curses, and so on and so on and so on. And there is a lot, isn't there? There is a lot to let go of to bring in more light, but it is doable. It is doable, and so many people are doing it, and it's just wonderful to see the magic manifesting all over the world. I mean, I've seen changes here in the UK, things like in restaurants, certain places using cups and plates and stuff that are biodegradable now, and there's actually organic restaurants and things that have opened up where they only use certain foods, and they'll only, there's things happening in the UK that just a year or so ago, a few years ago, you would never, ever, ever, ever have seen anywhere. It's a beautiful story to watch it unfold in front of you, but also to be a part of it. It's just wow. We've got about 3 minutes left, sweet. Is there anything you would like to finish up with before I just quickly say my pages again and so forth?
One thing I would like to say that the male needs assistance on this to raise fire and the vibration.
You're breaking up, Rick.
I suggest for anyone working with anyone to assist the males. Okay.
Hello.
So I love everyone, and perhaps we'll do another show. Oh, there you are.
Hey, sorry, I was just I couldn't hear you, sweet. You kept breaking up again. But yeah, I heard the last part, and we'd be honored to have you on again. That would be fab. Rick, part 2. Great. That'd be great. Oh, thank you so much for being on Starlight Wisdom today. We're so, so, so grateful and honored to have you here, and also humbled as well. I'd like to just leave with the audience that, you are loved, you are worthy, and you are just incredible. And the more you remember that, the more your life is going to change all around you guys. Just to let you know, guys, my pages, Indigo Soul Starseed and Starlight Wisdom, both on Facebook. Indigo Soul Starseed is where you can reach me for readings and other things. And Starlight Wisdom is a Ascension chat group. If you guys need some support on the journey, it's all there and free to join and so forth, guys. And Starlight Wisdom is my YouTube channel, also where you'll find the show, future shows, updated shows, and whatever else Spirit guides us to bring along. If you can leave a love donation towards the programming, we'd be very, very grateful. The link is underneath, but it's not necessary for you to watch the show. And we just want to say once again, thank you to Rick, and many blessings and lots of love. And hopefully we'll see you again on here.
Yeah, you're quite welcome, Emily. Thank you so much. And it's been an honor to come on as well. And much love to you, and love and light, and namaste.
Namaste.
And very near future.
Yes, and namaste and love and light to the audience as well. Peace inward. Peace in, guys, not out.
Everyone, thank you.
Bye, everyone. Lots of love. Thanks, audience. Bye. Leave a comment if you guys resonate and would like to see more of Rick, and you would like to see more of Starlight Wisdom shows. Leave a comment. Like I said, leave a donation if possible. If not, please do catch our future shows. Next week, we are coming up with, I believe we have a medium on next week. I'm not 100% sure. I've got to finalize the details, guys, but we will come back soon. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you next week. Lots of love, everyone. Bye. Many blessings.